After getting familiarized with the directions or movement on a number line, now you are going to get more practice with the integers and where they are on that number line and how they are represented in the real life. So if we look at the first box where it says write integers to represent each situation, you have to tell me whether or not those numbers are a positive number or a negative number. I gave you a list of keywords off to the right to let you know if they are going to be positive or if they're going to be negative using those keywords. So looking at number 1, a profit of $30. If you look over to the side and look for the word profit, you can see that it means to do addition. So this would be a positive 30. Number 2, 15 feet below sea level. If we look over here under the subtraction words, we can see the word below here. So therefore, 15 feet below will be a negative 15. Go ahead and do numbers 3, 4, and 5. Press play when you're ready for the answers. Check your answers, please. For number 3, withdrawal means a negative. Number 4, above sea level, that means a positive. Number 5, increased, that's a positive. Now, look down into the second box where it says you have 2 types of number lines. You are more familiar with the horizontal number line, but you also have to get familiar with the vertical one. When do you suppose you would use a vertical number line? Two recommendations that I would suggest you write down in your notes are maybe elevation or temperature. You can also do deep sea diving, okay, whether it be a person or a boat or a submarine. Let's move on with our notes. Go down to the bottom section of your notes. Here's where you're going to graph each of those situations. Here you're just starting at 0 and you're going to model with the line that you already know how to model in order to graph the situation. So look at number 6, an increase of 2 inches. Well, we're going to start at 0. An increase means to go up or add. So there we're going to move to the right 2 inches. And 2 is our answer. A loss of 8 yards for number 7. So again, starting at 0, this time we're going to lose 8, which means go to the left or subtract or have a negative 8. Number 8, a gain of 5 pounds. So gain is a positive. We're going to start at 0 and move to the right 5. Let's move on. On the back of your sheet, we have some word problems. Let's start out with number 9. Pause the video, read the question to yourself, push play to resume. Alexis made $12 babysitting Friday night. On Saturday, she spent $4 on a snack. Saturday night, Alexis made another $5 babysitting. There's 3 numbers in here, and we have to match up those 3 numbers with their keywords to determine if they are going to be a positive or a negative number. Okay? So the first set, made $12. Let's write that here. That's going to be a positive. So in this case, it's going to be plus 12. The second number, spent $4. Spent $4. So when you spend it, it's a negative. So let's go ahead and write that number as an integer. Finally, we've got made another 5. So made another $5. That's going to be a positive. Now, just take these three numbers, put them in sequence in order that they happened. So we're going to write it as 12 minus 4 plus 5. So just because I didn't put that positive or plus sign in front of that 12, it still means that it is a positive. Alright, let's go ahead and graph it. We're always going to start with 0. We're going to show our first number going up to 12. With that arrow moving to the right because it was addition. Now we're going to show minus 4. Well, remember which direction means subtraction? It means left. So starting at 12, we're going to minus 4. And that takes us to 8. Okay? Now from there, we have to add 5. So this means that $13 is how much Alexis has after those 3 transactions that she did. Go ahead and pause the video and read question number 10 to yourself. Push play to resume when you're ready. Last Friday night, a running back kept track of his total yards rushing. On his first carry, there was a gain of 2 yards. The second carry, a loss of 5 yards. The third carry, a gain of 35 yards. And the last carry, a loss of 6 yards. Go ahead and pause your video and write down the key words along with the numbers so that you can write your integers in the first section. Okay, you should have gotten these 4 situations in order to write your integers. Gain means positive. Loss means negative. So let's go ahead and write our numerical sentence with what we took away from the first part. So we've got 2, which is still a positive 2, minus 5 plus 35 minus 6. I go in the order in which they are mentioned in the word problem. Okay, now let's go ahead and graph. Starting at 0, we're going to go to the right. So be careful with this number line. Okay, 2 spaces is only this much because right here is the number 2. Now we're going to go back 5. So starting at 2, let's count over 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're actually going to stop at the negative 3. Okay. Now starting for our next number, start at that negative 3 and count to the right 35 units. Now, I'm not going to spend my time counting 35 marks, okay? If I know that 3 units away from 0 to the left, then I'm going to find that 35, and I'm going to count 3 units to the left of 35, because I'm using that distance in relation to 0. So starting from 35, 1, 2, 3, I should end up at 32. Now you can go ahead and count that if you want to. And on a test, if you're unsure, I would count it so that you wouldn't get the question wrong. Alright, so we're at 32. Let's go ahead and do the last one, which is minus 6. So starting at 32, you're going to minus 6. This time, let's go ahead and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're at 26. So let's go ahead and put that up here for the arrow. We moved backwards. So our final is 26. That means this expression should equal 26.